Okay, on to story one, the one where I really blurred the boundaries. And this one makes me wince still when I think about it. And it took me a long time to get over it. When I first started freelancing, I wasn't new. I wasn't a new business. I had a lot of experience behind me, but it was the first time I'd ever actually been in business my own. So I started going to local networking groups and just starting to make the connections again. I had been in-house for 10 years, so I had lost the contacts I had in the design industry, and I had no contacts in the small industry at all. And that's where I met this woman at a local networking group. She was lovely, bubbly, friendly, outgoing and really encouraging, and we just hit it off straight away. We got chatting about our businesses and starting to help each other out, or at least that's what I thought in the beginning. I thought she genuinely was just being a good pal. And then one day she said to me, could you design some bits for me? Just a few little things, labels, a few social posts, that kind of thing. Which I thought, yeah, of course I can. I'd love to help. And that is me. I am always super keen to help where I can. But I think she clearly identified that. And before I even sent over a quote, she transferred £300 into my account and said that's an initial payment. She just wanted to get that over to me. And at the time I thought, oh, that's amazing. Somebody's that keen that they're paying me up front. Never had that happen before. But oh my goodness, it was such a mistake, because that one payment blurred every single boundary before we'd even started. There was no clear list of what was included, no timeline, and nothing written down. And we had already blurred the whole friendship client relationship. And she started to send me little messages on WhatsApp at night, and we'd already been swapping messages and talking on WhatsApp, but it was more just a friends thing. But then it started to be, could you just tweak this? Would you mind helping with this wee thing? And she knew at that point I was working at nights because I still had my 9-to-5 job while I was building my business up on the side. So she knew this was when I was doing my most work. And because I'm a nice person, because we could become friendly, I said yes every single time. But, and this is a big but, before long my evenings were completely taken over by her wee favours. And it got to the point where I didn't even know how to start charging properly because everything had blurred together. And what I actually noticed was I was putting more time and energy into helping her with her business and supporting her and making that a success. I was neglecting my own business that I was busy trying to get off the ground. I was prioritising her work over mine. And I really wasn't getting anywhere with what I needed to do, and my time was already precious because I only had my evenings and weekends to work in my own business because I had to focus on my day job. When I finally tried to set some boundaries and explain that we'd gone way over what we agreed, she got angry. She got really angry, and that was the moment I realised that she'd been taking advantage of my good nature, but I'd let her. And it was shocking to me that what I thought was a very genuine request, all I had actually said was one time when she'd asked me to again work on something late at night, last minute, and I said I couldn't, and I had something else I needed to do first. And she just went off the rails. And boy, did I learn some big lessons from that if you don't set the rules early, you'll end up playing by someone else's. Boundaries aren't about being harsh, they're about clarity and respect for you and your client. And the thing is as well, when you're a creative, when you're designers, people always want to be your friend and get to know you because they immediately see how you can benefit them. And that's been a really harsh lesson to learn, is I need to be really specific about when I decide to help out a friend when it is linked to design. And it made it really awkward for me after that, going to those same networking groups where she was, because she made it very clear that she didn't want to be my friend anymore. So not only had I lost a client, I'd also lost what I thought was a new friend, who at the time actually had quite a lot of sway and influence on that networking group that I just started to get to know. And I hate confrontation, and I actually did avoid going to any of the networking events for quite some months until I had built up a few more friendships outside of it, and then felt I could go back into that circle again. Now I don't start anything until the scope is crystal clear, the invoice is paid and the communication boundaries are set. No WhatsApps, no wee favours, and definitely no surprise payments landing in my account before we've even agreed to the work. A kind of painful one, but actually I was quite glad that it happened right at the start of my freelancing and business journey, because it really helped establish how I made friendships with people who also had businesses after that.